So I'm coming off a little bit of an ankle injury, and I'll end up talking about that later on in this video. But today we start off on the court, and Will is back, and we're just going 5 total shots, 1 from each spot. And we do this a couple of rounds, and you just want to work on different pickups and different gathers. So basically, whenever I do a drill, I don't really care about making or missing that much. I care about stressing an aspect of the shot. So in this case, we're working on the quick gather ability, your hands to pick up a ball into the shot itself. That is what you're challenging. So you're going to put yourself in different positions that you're not comfortable with. And then from there, try and work on, you gather off your left hip, gather off your right hip. You can see me right there working on some ankle stuff, by the way, because I had this joint issue in my ankle. And this little mobility drill is what really tends to help me quite a bit. So Will's obviously going to work on his gather shots here and different positions. So different pickups, different hands, different movements. Typically work on shots that you take, but again, it's a warm-up. So I'm not too concerned about makes or misses. Totally not the point. The point is to work on your hands and get them ready. Again, stressing that one specific aspect. Now, as you guys might not be able to see from this video, we're using a really crappy basketball intentionally. This basketball has a dimple on it. So it has a bubble in it. So it's not perfectly round. It's really slick. I like to use crappy basketballs in training. I've gotten into this over the last week. I find it to be super helpful with my handle and my dribbling ability as well as my catch. In this drill here, we're doing a quick hands, quick release type drill. So we're stressing the ability to grab the ball and quickly shoot it, maybe adjust the shot pocket. So we have one person who's swiping for the ball, one person shooting it. The person swiping for it can actively steal it. But you can't just be right next to someone and hit it. You have to make an actual effort. The shooter is supposed to then shoot quick enough that they can get their hands above your hands before you can swipe the basketball. So in this case, we're stressing the ability to have a quick shot, quick hands. You can mess with different positions, different setups. Now, what you're going to realize when you watch this video is we miss a lot of shots, and that's kind of on purpose. This type of drill is what you would almost think about like perturbating. So perturbating means shaking up or challenging the system a little bit. So even the smallest bit of variation causes a big change. And we're trying to fight through that because these are the type of shots you miss in a game. These are the type of shots where someone reaches for the ball and you might feel a little bit uncomfortable. You might feel the hand be close to you and you miss the shot because of that little bit of external awareness or adjustment. We rarely miss a shot because we're just wide open. Those aren't the shots you typically miss. You miss different jump shots because something or someone bothered you a bit. And in this drill, we are working on the bothering of the hands with the toss. So what I mean by that is we toss the ball, we bother the hands with the reach for it, and we're trying to mess with our ability to then have a slight adjustment. I call this a skilled shooting drill. It's not a drill working on any specific aspect of form. It's working on making shots that otherwise you might have trouble making at times. And you're doing the drill right when it starts to feel a little annoying. It feels like, man, these are shots I should have made. These are shots that I can normally make. And when it feels like that, that's when you're kind of in the right spot for the shooting drill itself. So we worked on the gather, we worked on quick hands, now we're working on a little bit of range. Now normally we do a lot more movement in some of these, but again, my ankle's a little beat up, so I'm staying away from that. Here we're shooting from just beyond half court, being worried about being accurate and having the shot feel smooth. We're not worried about speed. Think about this long toss if you were a baseball pitcher. You're working on building your range, so obviously you're not going to be super great at it, and that's the point. Then we did some strength work in the weight room, kept it easy, 3 to 4 working sets. I worked up to 605 pounds. Actually felt like I could have done more, didn't want to do more. Really happy with that rep, happy with how my strength has been progressing.
Hello, friends. So just got done with the workout. Will's back in town. You saw some of the shooting exercises we did. You saw some of the lifting. Good to have him back. Probably remember him from last year for those of you who've been around. He got back from Austria, professional basketball player. Really cool to see him progressing in his career, in his development. So that's awesome to see on the whole. But I thought this video was going to be far more frustrating than it was. And so when I made this, or I had the intention of making this video, I had the intention of talking about my ankle injury. I hurt my ankle, I guess technically last Wednesday. I got stepped on playing with Trey, but didn't really get bad until Friday night. And I mean, it was pretty bad. I've dealt with lots of pain in my career. I've dealt with lots of aches and swelling and, you know, everything in between. This one wasn't good. So this is like didn't hurt, like just kind of doing normal things. But when it did hurt, it was like an 8 out of 10. I'm not sure I could have even played in a, you know, college game if I was still in college. It's kind of how I rank my stuff. I go, okay, could I play in a game? Would I play in practice? Would I play in the playoffs? NBA finals, would I play? All that kind of stuff. And this one was really bad, man. I'm not sure I could physically go. When it came to seeking out answers, I decided to take a different approach. I said, hey, who on social media might know how to help me? And I got a bunch of messages, and the kindness was overwhelming, to be honest with you. Really amazing how many people reached out and were like, hey, I can help. You know, it might be this, it might be that, might be this. So again, thank you to everyone. But Dr. Risher reached out, Michael, and he said, hey, I think I can fix you. He didn't say it like that. They can help you out. It might only take 15 minutes or so. So I hopped on a call, and then in the AutoZone parking lot, because I was picking up my wife some oil for her car, he did a consultation, did some joint mobility stuff with me, and I'm now able, from yesterday to today, shoot hoops. When the previous day, Saturday, I went to the court and could not shoot hoops because I was in pain. Now, it's not 100%. It's probably about 70 to 60%. I was kind of being a baby with it today, more, you know, ginger on it than walking more gingerly on it than I should have, because I thought it would hurt more, but really didn't. Which is awesome. I was really, really disheartened by it because I thought it was a pretty severe issue. And I have some opportunities with the TBT, which is the basketball tournament where you play for $1 million. It's nationally televised on Fox. It's an opportunity for me to play and at least make a team and maybe earn minutes, which is all I've ever asked for during this process. And I was thinking, like, man, like if this is a fracture and the fractures need surgery, I'm out, I'm not going to be able to play, I'd be really bummed out. But thankfully, we have a light at the end of the tunnel because of the progress I've made in the last couple of days. So a big thank you to Michael Risher. Now, what's nice is that I have a background in this stuff, and so I know what it kind of is and isn't at times. Some of the symptoms of the ankle itself presented in a way that most people would think it's like X, Y, or Z if they just heard it. But basically, I can internalize it because I do have a background in that area and kind of get an understanding of what information makes the most sense or least sense. And his made the most sense to me based on his presentation. And long story short, it worked. So that's nice. I'm way happier. I'm pretty happy back on the court and moving, as minimal as it might be. We're gonna go home and take care of some mobility stuff for my ankle and hopefully keep it progressing in the right direction. On top of that, cool to see my strength getting better. 605-pound deadlift again for 1 rep. I probably could have gone heavier. It's pretty cool to see. Good job, Max. Celebrate your victories. I haven't jumped in a minute because of my foot, but we'll get back to jumping hopefully by the end of the week. I'm able to do some speed stuff downstairs on my air resistance machine. So I kind of wanted to share that with you all, and the update's updated like 3 times since I was gonna post this, because it was like, here's an injury, and then maybe here's some things I'm doing for my injury, but now we've got some more clarity on that. But I am really excited about the basketball tournament, the TBT opportunity, and hopefully now that Will's back, we'll have more people back and we can film some more live action stuff. Kind of people ask, do you film and you play 5-on-5 and all those things? So we'll get there, and we'll showcase some of that when we're there. So yeah, I'll leave it here for today. Again, I always appreciate you guys watching this. That means a lot. And I hope you enjoyed the kind of, audio voice-over version of the workout today to give you guys a little more insights into what, we do in the weight room, what we do on the court, and how I'm trying to get better. So I appreciate you guys. As always, take care.